Good Sunday morning. Today we begin the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy begins with a speech by Moses recounting the major events in Israel's history. Moses draws lessons from these events and he exhorts Israel to respond to God's faithfulness by obeying him in trust. In the wilderness, the people's fear leads to a failure to trust God, and as a result, they rebel against God's plan for them to enter the land promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God had brought Israel out of slavery in Egypt, given the law at Mount Horeb, and brought the people swiftly to the border of the promised land. In the book of Numbers, God asked Moses to send out spies to survey the land he's given to the Israelites, and Moses obeys. But other Israelites used this reconnaissance mission as a chance to disobey God. They asked Moses to send out spies so they can stall military action that God commanded. And when the spies returned with a favorable report, the Israelites still refused to go. They tell Moses, "The people are stronger and they're taller than we are. The cities, they're large. They're fortified all the way up to heaven." Even though Moses assures the people that God will fight for them, just as he did in Egypt, they don't trust God to fulfill his promises. Their fear leads to disobedience, which leads to severe punishment. And because of this disobedience, the Israelites living at the time are banned from entering the promised land. The only exceptions are Caleb and Joshua, the only members of the scouting expedition who encouraged the Israelites to obey God's command. Moses himself is barred from entering the promised land due to a different act of disobedience. In Numbers 20, Moses pleads to God for a water source, and God tells Moses, "Command a rock to become a spring." But instead, Moses strikes the rock with his staff. Had Moses spoken to that rock as God commanded him, the resulting miracle might have satisfied both the Israelites' physical thirst as well as their need to believe that God was taking care of them. Instead, when Moses strikes the rock as if to break it open, that opportune moment is lost. The lack of trust in God's promises leads Israel to miss the blessing that he had in store for them. We can pray for God's Spirit to strengthen us when we stand for what is right, and we can ask for God's forgiveness when we fail. Like Moses and the people of Israel, failure to trust God, it can have some pretty serious consequences in our life, but our failure is ultimately redeemed by God's forgiving grace. Loving Father, you have loved me when I was unlovable. I'm so amazingly grateful that I know you and I experience your wonderful presence in my life. Give me this day your grace in how I live my life today. Give me wisdom and gentleness in how I interact with others. Make me pure, then peaceable and gentle. May I have a mind that is open to reason and shows mercy. In all of today's tasks, God, grant me the wisdom and the grace to be sincere and meek. Thank you that you pour out your grace to me. Amen. Amen. God bless you. It's Sunday morning, and I hope you set your clock